This is the dresser that took months for me to finally complete. And I'm smiling here, but that's not going to last long. And this is going to be an interesting story. I got this on Facebook Marketplace actually. Somebody was giving it away. They just wanted it gone. So I was happy to go pick it up. This is Restoration Hardware. This is Restoration Hardware when it was beautiful solid wood, like 25 years ago. Cedar-lined drawers, but scratches and gouges and things everywhere. I think this is like a dog or a cat and somebody touched it up with a stain pen, but they looked awful. It was all over the dresser. And just as I was getting started, here's where everything went downhill. I give up. I have a Restoration Hardware dresser right here. But these are the most frustrating devices. So they're up in here, and normally you can have them go up there, and that's where it stops, and it doesn't let you bring the drawer out. So you can normally just move that the other direction, pop it up, and then the drawer should slide out. Nothing I'm doing will allow this drawer to come out. And of course, every drawer has two of them. So before I actually completely lose my mind and just give this dresser away, because I'm going crazy. Does anyone have any suggestions? Okay, here's the piece. I was so mad when I got it off of there, I threw it. This evil little thing. It shouldn't be this difficult. Normally, when you pull your drawer out, this flips up and it's a stop. It catches the drawer. You can't open it. So then you lift this up. It angles that down, but my drawer is hitting right about here. So I have to be able to compress all of this on something that no longer squishes to get that drawer out. It's moving. It's coming out. Here we go. Hold the camera. Let's see if we can pull this. Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean, upside down. That was it. And the drawers are out. I cannot tell you how excited I am and how exhausted I am. But these drawers needed to come out because they weren't sliding well, and I needed to get all that stain and old finish off. And then I had to walk away. And I put this away and tucked it back in the garage, and it sat for about 6 months. And it was finally time to get it back out, and I need to finish it. So I got all the hardware off, and it's time to strip off this finish. Now, part of the reason why I let it sit for so long is because I kept looking at it going, I don't know what to do with you. Do I strip it and do a tan wash? Do I paint it a beautiful green with brass hardware? I mean, that was at the top of the list for a long time. But then I was like, gosh, it's so pretty, and this wood veneer on the top, I really liked the pattern on it. So I was like, oh, I was so torn. And so when I'm at a point where I can't decide, it'll sit. I'll move on to other projects. And I had plenty of other things to keep me busy, so this could just sit there for a while. But I'm finally ready to tackle it. Again, I still don't really have a plan, but I know that I'm going to strip it. So I'm just going to start there and let it develop. I put the stripper on, and it was not stripping off great, but it was getting a lot of it off of there, so I just kept going with it. But put the stripper on and let it sit for about 10 minutes and then take it off, but it was starting to dry out very quickly. And you either go through a gallon of stripper or you just kind of get busy with. What it does, though, is it makes the finish kind of gummy, so the carbide scraper works really well. It just makes it gummy and you can peel it off super easy. So maybe the stripper wasn't something I could take off really easy with a putty knife on the top at least. It's working much better here. but the carbide scraper worked really well on the top and the drawers. So the sides are going a little bit better. And I try to rotate dressers when I can because it's much easier to scrape like this than it is on a completely vertical surface. So these little nooks and crannies, I did those with a small scraper and got everything off of there. And here it is. Wow. Yep. It's got to get ugly before it gets pretty. That's what I always say, but I'm going to keep pressing on. So sanding it is, just revealing all of that wood on top is very pretty. I was really undecided still at this point. I did lots of stain colors. I put it on social media and like, help me out. I couldn't decide. I kept thinking I wanted to tan wash it, but that wood just wasn't cooperating. So I needed to finish getting this down to bare wood. I created a little custom sanding, I don't even know what to call it, but this like a contour sanding block, kind of, just to get down in those areas so I didn't have to do all that by hand. And that saved me so much time. So I'm taking off all my stain samples. I'm using these little contour sanding blocks to get all of the edges. All these little tools really help when you have to do a lot of detail stuff. Now, again, I'm just flipping it over every time I need to do something on another side. So I got all the sanding done. And I'm moving on to stain. This is one of my favorite gel stains. It is a very dark but warm color. And I'm kind of going back to where it started, but a little warmer. It had these orangey tones to it, and this stain is a much warmer brown. And I'm just wiping it on and taking it off. It's very pigmented, and I just love this color. So again, it is just a process of put it on and take it right back off. And this had wood going in 4 different directions. So I get the bulk of it off, and then I have to go and make sure I'm going with the grain of each one of those sections of veneer, just so it looks correct when it's all said and done. And I work in sections because gel stain, it's fantastic. I love it. But you do need to do it in sections because when it dries out, it's not so fun. So just do a section at a time. And then I seal everything with shellac. My can of shellac was not cooperating. I went and got more and sprayed everything. I was just anxious to get it done, and just imagine that I filmed that. This is the next day, and now I am transitioning to my top coat. I'm going to do multiple layers, but this is the first coat. And a good layer of top coat on everything, and just overlapping layers. This is a nice solid protective layer. All right, that's a beautiful sprayed finish. I love it. And now I'm using these squishy little sanding pads. These are my favorite ones to sand with in between coats. This was a 320 or 400 grit. I've been using it for a long time. It doesn't take much. You can see what it's doing to that finish. It's just smoothing everything out. It's probably, I don't know, 400 or 600 grit by now. I don't know what it is. But that just takes that little bit of texture off from spraying and makes it buttery smooth. This is a little trick to get the edges of the drawers, just a piece of cardboard there to block the spray so it doesn't get inside the drawer. And now I'm doing second, third, fourth layer. I did quite a few. I want this to be nice and protected. And everything dried, and we're putting on hardware. And these back plates are so fun. These come as a set, so I ordered them as a set so that they fit together because I have an oval. And you know, things will rotate, so all of those little dimples and things are there to help keep everything straight and to keep them from rotating. Got that in, and one more cleaning, a little vacuum in the drawer. With all the struggles I had with this piece, my logo's going in it. So I get that glued and taped in so it'll set up. And let's take a look back at where this adventure started. I'm calling it an adventure. It was a crazy ride, but it was all worth it because here it is now. Just an absolutely beautiful dresser. I just love the warm wood tones and those cedar-lined drawers. I'm telling you, vintage or older restoration hardware was beautiful. It's changed a bit over the years, but I just love the older style, and that hardware just set everything off. I absolutely love this. I hope you like it as much as I do. And if you're interested in learning more about stripping and staining furniture, be sure to check out one of my ebooks. I've got one specifically on stripping furniture, and of course, the beginner's guide will give you everything you need to get started. Thanks for watching.